Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to a Tin Dog podcast. This time I'm going to be talking about the Fifth Doctor adventures in the night. I do talk at great length about how wonderful Big Finish is, and some people think some people have actually used the word shill, but that's not important. What is important is that right now I'm going to talk enthusiastically about Big Finish, mainly because this release, In the Night, has two stories which are great. But one of them, Pursuit of the Nightjar by Tim Foley, is arguably one of the nicest Doctor Who stories ever. Definitely one of the best Fifth Doctor stories. It's exquisite, and I don't use those words lightly. In fact, I very rarely use those words at all. It's truly, truly good. Let's have the synopsis. The Doctor and Nyssa and Tegan find themselves trapped in history. The Doctor Nyssa and Tegan find themselves trapped in history and discover that even the most familiar of pasts can conceal surprises. Story number 1 is Pursuit of the Nightjar by Tim Foley. The story of the Nightjar has been told for many years. A spaceship helmed by the legendary Captain Goben on a vital mission of mercy, delivering medical supplies to a distant colony in the middle of a devastating war. An act of bravery that triggers the end of the conflict. At her heels, through the journey, her pursuer, the spaceship Nemesis, helmed by the dogged Captain Eslo. Eslo? Never quite able to catch her target, the Doctor has always wanted to witness these historic events, and now, alongside Nyssa and Tegan, he's got the chance. But history might just have other ideas. It's beautiful to listen to. You've got some incredible performances, and you've got one character who does sound a lot like BB-8, but let's not hold that against them. But you've also got basically a tiny, tiny cast, and you get to experience an emotional journey of every single one of them. Narratively wise, it's fairly, but not always, linear. Characters may or may not reoccur. There's an extra ongoing threat, which seems like a MacGuffin, but actually makes so much more sense in the narrative arc. It's, exquisitely constructed, beautifully written, and as far as I'm concerned, perhaps up for awards next year? Well, I think so anyway. Seriously, if you like the Fifth Doctor and you've really enjoyed getting your lovely little grubby protuberances on the brand new box set, this is something for you. Genuinely lovely. And then you've got, now that's 4 parts. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It is 4 parts. That's my memory cheating. It's definitely 4 parts. This other one is a 2-parter story called Resistor by Sarah Grochala. Sarah's produced some lovely work of late. The TARDIS lands in a basement beneath a club in Warsaw in 1982, which is a bit of a surprise as the Doctor was hoping to take Nyssa and Tegan to Yugoslavia. But for a bigger surprise yet to come, the band on stage are missing one of their musicians, and getting them through the gig is only the start of the TARDIS crew's trouble. Something strange is happening on the streets. Black cars glide through the city, peeking off the unwary. Some are driven by secret police, but others by something very much not of this world. Storyline, it could have been sold to us as a Torchwood tale. It's not. But it is very European. It's got a really nice, gritty 1980s feel to the whole thing. As a box set, the whole thing comes together beautifully. As a 2-parter, it feels that there was more universe that they could have run with, but it's still very nicely structured and, as always, beautifully presented. A cracking box set. You can listen to the trailer now and decide for yourself, but as far as I'm concerned, this one is genuinely a gem. And Tim's surpassed themselves. Absolutely beautiful. I will be listening to this one again. I almost wanted to put it straight back in and hear it again. So until next time, be seeing you.
This was actually the first story I ever heard after leaving Gallifrey.
This is one of the greatest ships in the universe.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Fifth Doctor Adventures, In the Night.
It's called the Nightjar, on a voyage of mercy, delivering vital supplies to the planet Ottima.
But I won't die. Not until I've done what I set out to do.
Captain Goben, at the helm of this ship, flies solo for nearly 3 years through perilous regions of space to reach that planet and deliver this aid.
You're as giddy as a schoolboy.
This is an act of bravery that reverberates throughout the cosmos, stunning both sides and eventually bringing to an end the conflict.
We're sealed in.
I hope you aren't responsible for this.
Doctor, the ship, what do we do?
Oh, cripes.
Are we falling faster?
The directional unit on the rudder has gone overheated.
You won't do this.
Won't I?
I'm calling your bluff.
Got some bad news. The ship's hull is losing structural integrity.
There must be something we can do. There's always something.
I'm not sure there is this time. The story of the Nightjar, it definitely didn't go like this.
Warsaw.
Poland.
You have violated martial law.
It wasn't the SB who took him, it was the Black Volga.
The Black Volga.
The driver. He looked like a ghost.
Whatever they are, it's definitely not human.
It's glowing. I don't like the look of that. We're trapped!
Big Finish. For the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @Tin Dog Podcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.